If you've decided you need an MBA, chances are you don't need just any MBA. You need the exact program format, location, and set of offerings that matches your career goals. Today, let's match different career goals with the specific MBA program type that fits, or when you should skip an MBA altogether. Welcome back to MBA Monday. I'm Angela, and I am here to help you achieve your career dreams through an MBA, or perhaps without an MBA. I've been helping people get into top business schools for 18 years, and I've seen every possible career goal permutation you can imagine. And one of the things that's really core to the work the team and I do at MBA Protocol is helping you find the right fit program for you, or walk away from the MBA if it doesn't actually forward your career dreams. In this video, I'm going to help you reframe the question of whether or not you should get an MBA to a question that is much more useful. I'm going to walk you through the different kinds of program types available. Then I'm going to share with you my 3 primary MBA archetypes plus 2 bonus sub-archetypes to help you map your specific career needs to the MBA program type that is likely going to be best for your ambitions. So if you're considering applying to business school, the first thing you need to do is shift the question you're asking from, should I get an MBA? This is what most people start with. Should I get an MBA? You want to let go of that question and instead ask this one. For my specific goals, what's the minimum viable degree, format, and brand that unlocks the outcomes I want? As you're answering that question, let me just give you a quick crash course in the types of programs available. When most people talk about applying to business school, they're looking at full-time MBA programs in an on-campus live situation. Nearly all the top schools across the US and Europe are this full-time 2-year format structure where you have to quit your job, move somewhere, and study just like you probably did for university. Then you've got the part-time evening or weekend MBA program frequently offered by some of those very same institutions. So for example, you can attend Chicago Booth's full-time MBA program and complete your degree full-time in 2 years, or you can complete the Booth part-time MBA through a weekend or evening format that allows you to complete all the same coursework over a longer period of time because you're taking fewer classes at any given semester because you're also working part-time or full-time during the degree. It's worth noting that most part-time MBA diplomas do not note that it was a part-time MBA. A Booth MBA is a Booth MBA. An NYU MBA is an NYU MBA, whether you graduated from the full-time or part-time program. Then there's the executive MBA. These programs are almost always part-time and remote for part of the time. So you might meet in person a few times during your program, but most executive programs happen through a hybrid of online and in person, with people who have been employed a lot longer, are most likely in the role and company that they intend to build their career within, and are really just looking to elevate their executive skills so that they can climb to higher levels of leadership within their existing organization. So EMBA programs are for people who are usually much more senior, 10 plus years of career experience, and who are not really trying to make a big move, but just want to elevate their leadership skills. Many of the same top institutions also offer executive MBA programs. Booth has a widely acclaimed executive MBA program, so does Columbia, Wharton, Yale, and so forth and so on. Then finally, there's the online or hybrid MBA program, where the majority of your study is exclusively online, and you can participate from wherever you're sitting in the world in executive online education offered by any number of reputable and not always reputable institutions. The biggest difference to note between the online MBA program and all the other programs I outlined is that if there is an in-person component, it's usually going to be much, much smaller. And if you think about the consequences of building relationships and building a network purely in an online environment, it's easy to see that the online MBA program is likely not going to offer as robust a network once you graduate as any of the more in-person based programs would. That said, building a network is always up to you. And I've seen people go to full-time MBA programs and graduate with not a very strong network because they didn't take advantage of the opportunities to build relationships. And on the flip side, people who attended online MBAs but built a really robust network because they put the effort in to cultivate those friendships. The final option you should always consider is no MBA at all. There are lots of other ways to bolster your business education, including hands-on training on the job, as well as online and various other educational programs that don't require you to invest in a full degree. Now let's look at the core archetypes of MBA seekers and match the career needs of each to the MBA program that likely is going to best fulfill their objectives. Let's start with the most common MBA applicant type, the career pivoter or the career switcher. If you're a pivoter, that means you're looking to make a big change in your career post-MBA, either changing your industry, your function, your geography, or 2 or 3 of those. The career pivoter is really the bread and butter of full-time MBA programs. So if you are looking to make a radical change in your career, it's possibly the best option to take a step back, stop working, go to school for 2 years, during which you can build your skills, explore different pathways, actually do a complete summer internship in a new field that you're interested in, and then finally transition to a brand new career after the 2-year reset of a full-time MBA. The benefits of full immersion in education and networking, the chance to complete a summer internship in a trial new company and industry, and the abundant on-campus recruiting opportunities that most full-time MBA programs offer really make the full-time MBA the best fit for most career pivoters. A little red flag to be aware of if you consider yourself a career pivoter and are considering other types of MBA programs like part-time or executive MBA programs, schools are going to be weary of your ability to make a really radical change if you're trying to study full-time while also working full-time in your former industry. So if you're planning to make a big pivot, really take the time to consider if you can afford the investment of 2 years off to study full-time. And if you can't, then you may need to make some adjustments to your career game plan in your MBA application so that schools are ready to sponsor your career pivot, even though part-time and executive MBA programs aren't as well set up to facilitate pivots as a full-time program is. The next archetype I'm going to call Archetype 1A, and this is still a career pivoter, but it's specifically someone who's looking to make a global change through their education. So you grew up in one country, maybe you worked in another, and now you're planning to pursue an MBA so that you can transition your career into a different country than the one you're in now, or perhaps the one you grew up in. So if your career is in a US context, this means you might be looking at schools in Europe. If your education and your upbringing and your career to date have been in Asia, you might be looking to move to the US or to Europe for the next step of your career. And so in this situation, you're looking for programs that are well positioned to facilitate a global pivot, which again is mostly going to be full-time MBA programs. So as you're evaluating schools for your global pivot, you want to consider several things. First of all, does that school position you well for the specific geography you'd like to work in post-MBA? Second, you want to make sure that that school has a strong track record of placing international students into post-MBA jobs. One thing to look at if you're considering US programs from abroad is whether or not the school has an official STEM classification for their degree. If they do, that effectively means that post-graduation, you're allowed not 1 year of OPT, but 3 years of full-time work experience before you have to worry about the H-1B visa. As you're considering these options, always do your own research on visas, recruiting norms, language requirements, and whether employers actually value the brand of that MBA in the market that you hope to work in post-MBA. Now on to archetype number 2, the climber or the career accelerator. This is the person who says, basically, I like the lane I'm in. I'm happy to stay within my industry, within my function, and likely even within my same company. I'm now just looking to improve my skill set, improve my personal brand so that I can climb a bit higher, a bit faster. Or so that I can advance through a company that has an expectation of graduate education as a criterion for high-level advancement into leadership and executive positions. For this archetype, a really strong part-time or executive MBA is likely going to be your best fit, because this means you can continue building experience in your current industry, in your current company, and within your existing network while you're diversifying your skill set and your network through the MBA. You can do both things at the same time. You don't have to press the pause button on your climb. You can do two things at once. The only time you might consider a full-time MBA if you're this type of candidate is if you really need a career reset. So maybe you feel like you feel pretty good about where you are, but you'd actually like the time to step back, even take a bit of a break and recalibrate your trajectory before you return to your current industry or even your current company. In that case, a full-time MBA could actually be the best fit for you. There are certain industries where your employer will even sponsor a full-time MBA as you're seeking to climb higher within the ranks of their organization. Notably, management consulting firms sponsor strong consultants to attend business school and then come back after a full-time MBA. If that's you, then the full-time MBA might actually be your best choice. Likewise, if you're sitting in a position you're happy about and you're really just trying to amplify your leadership profile and diversify your skill set, an online MBA program could also be a great fit for your needs. Now let's look at archetype 3. This is the career cross-trainer. You're in an industry that you like, you might even be in a function that you like, but you have big dreams and big ambitions, and you know that to reach the destination you're hoping to attain, even within your chosen field, you're going to need to diversify your skills and your network. You can think of the MBA in this case as like a chance to cross-train. If you're in marketing and you're hoping to ascend to a CMO position, it's probably a really good idea to learn a lot more about business strategy, finance, product development, even operations, which the MBA is uniquely positioned to provide. This is really for people who can say, I want to move up and I want to move around faster. I don't just want to do the work, I want to run the business one day. In this case, you might consider full-time MBAs with strong general management curricula, where you have the chance to really diversify the frameworks that you understand, the functions of business that you can master, and the leadership skills that you can cultivate. Similarly, an evening, weekend, EMBA or hybrid program could also be a really good option if you're confident in your ability to make a move to a new company or to a higher position post-MBA while studying and working at the same time. Any MBA from the set will give you the opportunity to reposition yourself from a functional specialist to a high aptitude leader capable of working cross-functionally, making business decisions, and leading the charge on initiatives, projects, and even the business at large. As you're researching schools, you're going to want to look for ones that have a really strong general management curriculum, in addition to a strong trajectory of placing graduates into leadership rotational programs within the industry that you hope to land in or remain in post-MBA. You also want to look for school curricula that value cross-functional curiosity and don't expect their students to land in one silo and stay there throughout the whole program. The biggest risk I see in candidates like this who are already in the industry they want to be in is that they prioritize MBA programs that are strong in the curriculum offerings related to that industry. But you already have that expertise. If you're going to get an MBA, you're looking to broaden your horizons by looking at other industries and, most importantly, other functions. So look for the MBA to really stretch you, cross-train you, and challenge you outside of your comfort zone if you're using the MBA to diversify your career within your chosen industry. Similarly, investigate carefully if an EMBA is the right move for you if you need to make a company change post-MBA. Not all EMBA programs are well positioned to help facilitate a job change if you're not already really well positioned in your market. Finally, I'm going to talk about archetype 4. This is a bonus archetype for this video, and I'm going to call this one the builder or the entrepreneur. You're someone who is looking to the MBA to help you become a founder, either in the near term or in the medium term, but your goal through the MBA is to start or scale something of your own. The reality for the builder entrepreneur archetype is that frequently no MBA is the best path forward. If you've already got a going concern or a business idea that you want to start, sometimes the very best approach is just to roll up your sleeves and build it, and then use supplemental education plus networking to expand the opportunities available to you and your business. For others, sometimes really specific school ecosystems are actually worth it. And I'm talking about schools like Stanford, MIT, Harvard, Booth, where there's a rich entrepreneurial ecosystem that supports founders through the MBA and beyond. So the key question you need to ask yourself if you're a builder is, do I need the degree for credibility, customers, or capital? Or am I just procrastinating on building? If it's the latter, skip the MBA for now and revisit it later if the answer to the first half of the question becomes yes. By the way, if you're new to this channel, why not hit the subscribe button? Because I'm going to be here every week helping you achieve your career and MBA dreams. And while you're down there, leave me a comment. Which type of MBA program seems like the best fit for you and why? All right, that was as short as I could make it, my executive summary version of different goals, different paths, different MBA programs that fit your needs. As you're going into this decision, you have to remember you're making an investment in your future. You're the customer. So you need to buy access to the right MBA program that gets you what you want. There's no one best MBA format for every possible career goal, and there's no one MBA path for absolutely every student that ever existed. By the way, if you want my help and the help of the entire MBA Protocol team in matching your ambitions and goals to the exact right fit school portfolio for you, consider joining our MBA Momentum Club community. In our April sprint, where we'll help you assemble a portfolio of schools to apply to that gives you everything you're looking for post-MBA and also maximizes the likelihood that you'll get into at least one school and ideally with scholarships. You can check it out at this link on the screen and at the link down below. We've got a huge track record helping people get into schools that enable them to achieve their career dreams no matter how big a pivot they might be trying to make post-MBA, and get scholarships that ease their transition into the real world after graduation. I would love to personally help you figure out the best schools for you and your MBA dreams. Whether you join the MBA Momentum Club or not, I'm gonna be right back here next week with another video to help you move your MBA plans forward. I'll see you then. Your MBA, blah, blah, blah. This is a bonus archetype for this video. The video.